Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Consumption of beef is a major contributor to global warming, so we should limit the amount we eat as much as possible. Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
I do not agree that beef production is a contributor to impact of global warming. And indeed, there are studies that from that beef production can cause exercise emission compared to vehicle exhaust. But if you look the number of beef producer is in some area, it is still small. So the impact is not too big on global warming. Maybe just it for my opinion.
Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Don't you think it's great what the university is planning to implement?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. They are right when they say that this will give us more opportunities.
I think so too. It will really be nice to follow the classes from the comfort of my room.
Or from a park. This really allows us to have a lot of options. You just need an internet connection. I have a portable modem. I can now take part in the class from anywhere I want.
It's also good that we can submit our homework and that we can get class participation points.
That it is. I think it will work just fine. Basically, there is no reason why anybody would be forced to go in person. I am really pleasantly surprised. I didn't know that the university will go this far. This truly is something great for students. I am glad they are finally doing something that has only positives for us.
Well, do you think it will all be positive?
I mean, the grades are definitely going to go down. This will make procrastination much easier. I know plenty of guys that will probably just turn on the laptop and go for a walk. They will not get very far in terms of their GPA.
That's true. I know plenty of people like that as well.
Yeah, but that is not the university's problem, in my opinion. They have given us the choice, and it is now up to us to make it work. We are all adults. We can't depend on the uni to act like a parent that forces us to do things.
What does the male student think about the online classes? Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
From their conversation, they have no problem with learning done online. They can do online learning anywhere, such as in a park or in a room, as long as they have internet access. And maybe there are some students who just turn on their laptop and then go for a walk, and it will have an impact on their grades. But it all depends on the student because the university is not the parent of the student who have to agree that they have to study. Maybe just it.
speaking task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Today we will be talking about corporate responsibility and how it can benefit a company. We can distinguish 4 types of them: philanthropy, environmental conservation, diversity, and labor practices and volunteerism. Today we will talk only about the first 2. Philanthropy allows a company to prosper beyond its current limitations. By improving the living standards of people, they are creating new customers for the future. Let's take Microsoft, for example. They are engaged in many philanthropic actions in the developing world. They are improving their education and they are giving them access to technology. Microsoft knows that this is creating future customers who will use their products. Environmental conservation is a big one. A lot of companies nowadays follow the eco-friendly policies. In many cases, this is just a marketing campaign, and it tends to be quite successful for the companies. Having a green label on your products gives you access to more customers and also allows you to put a higher price on your products. Even though corporate responsibility should be only beneficial for the people who need help, it is a way for companies to invest in their own future and prosperity.
What are the types of corporate responsibility that the professor talks about? Use points and examples from the lecture. Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The professor talked about 2 topics, namely philanthropy and about environmental preservation. And philanthropy talked about improving people's welfare, and she given an example of a Microsoft that can help developing countries to be able to improve their welfare. And environmental preservation that has an impact on the product, so that if this is done properly and correctly, it will encourage customer. Maybe just it.
You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
The purpose of sustainable design is to reduce the negative impact on our environment and at the same time improve the living conditions of people. The way in which this is done is by reducing waste, eliminating carbon emissions, and creating a healthy environment. One way in which this is achieved is by using the principles of the circular economy. Instead of just extracting resources, using them, and then discarding them, we can try to reuse those resources again. Basically, to recycle the waste that is created. By doing this, we not only eliminate that waste, but we reduce the extraction of new raw materials such as wood and minerals. An extension of the circular economy is the sharing economy. Think of car sharing apps. The current practice of private car ownership is anything but sustainable. But by having several people share one car, we are stepping out of a pattern that is wasteful. Another way in which we can be more sustainable is by adopting eco-friendly designs. We would find simple new ways to meet our needs. Let's say that we want to cool our apartment in the summer heat. Nowadays, what we would need to do is to turn on the air conditioner. This is such a waste of energy. But if we lived in an apartment building that is constructed in such a way that it is cooled naturally, then this would satisfy our needs and it would not be at the expense of the environment. Implementation of sustainable designs in all facets of our lives is the future.
What are the principles and characteristics of sustainable design? Include points and examples from the lecture. Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The main principle of sustainable design is to reduce the negative impact that results from vessels that pollute the environment. Sustainable design aims to create a clean, emission-free environment, reduce energy waste, and a healthy environment. For example, when you are hot in a room, you only need to turn on the air conditioner. But this is not very environmentally friendly. Some apartments are designed so that the room is always cool, so it is more environmentally friendly.